Hey guys! Today I'm going to be doing my January book haul, and truthfully, I didn't plan on buying any books in January except for 2 new releases. But somehow the end of the month got here and I had 16 books. I'm going to start off with the couple of books that came out in January that I had pre-ordered. So technically I bought these books back in like November and December, but I didn't get them until this month. The first one is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. The only thing I knew before I bought this book is that it was about Batman. And I read the Wonder Woman book that came out before this one and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up the rest of the series, which I think there's only like 4 books in the series. I've actually already started this book, but I'm not very far in. I'm only like 35 pages into it. The next book that I pre-ordered, I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing. Zenith, the first book in the Andromeda Saga by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. Now, this book I am not sure when I plan to read it. I planned on reading it like as soon as I got it, but after seeing a lot of written and video reviews for the book, I'm not sure if I want to read it right away or not, because I feel like it may put me in a reading slump. But I really do want to read it soon, so I may end up picking up the audiobook. Next, I got 3 mangas. I ended up getting volumes 6 and 7 of Assassination's Classroom at Half Price Books. I'm slowly getting the series, and I really am in no rush to finish getting the series, but when I saw them at Half Price Books, I couldn't resist getting them because half price. And this series is basically what the title implies. It's a classroom full of assassins. But the catch in this series is the person these kids have to kill is their teacher, who is not really a teacher. He's a alien octopus-like thing, but still, he wants to destroy the Earth, so it's their job to murder him. Then I have volume 19 of Haiku, and I also pre-ordered volume 20 of Haiku that I think comes out the 6th, so I should be getting that soon, hopefully. Haiku is one of my favorite anime and manga series, and I've talked about it so much on this channel so far, but I'm gonna keep talking about it because I love it and I want more people to read it and watch it. But this series follows Hinata Shoyo, who wants to be the best volleyball player ever. And he inspires to be like the little giant, who was a very short player that took his team to nationals. And really, who needs to be tall when you can jump higher than everybody else? Next up, I have Autobiography by Christina Lauren. Our main character, Tanner, is dared by his best friend to enter this writing seminar at his high school where they attempt to write a book in 4 months, which Tanner believes is an impossible feat. But the seminar is being taught by Sebastian Brother, who ended up selling his own novel from this seminar the previous year. And it only takes a month for Tanner to fall helplessly in love with him. I've been wanting to read a lot more LGBTQ novels, and this seems right up my alley. Next up, I have Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, and let's see, I don't know if this is young adult or adult. I don't know what genre it is. I don't know anything about the plot. So I know absolutely nothing about this book. All I do know is that I love the Illuminate trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I already own a few books by Amy Kaufman. I have the Broken Stars series right up there. Or these Broken Stars series. I apologize. But I don't own any other books by Jay Kristoff. So when I was browsing the shelves at Half Price Books and stumbled upon this beautiful book, I had to get it. Next up, I have The Book Jumper, and I have no clue how to say the author's name. What I do know is this author has the most beautiful book covers that I have ever seen. I read The Forgotten Book this month, and I absolutely loved it. So I decided to pick up this book, which I had been putting off getting for a while because the main character of this book jumps from book to book, and you get several different stories that this girl is experiencing, so I figured that would like confuse me a bit, or it wouldn't be as good as it could be considering the book is as short as it is. But after reading The Forgotten Book, all my worries were put to rest, and I just am really excited to jump right into this book. Now, will I actually be jumping right into the book? No, but I wish I could. Next, I have Two Boys Kissing by David Levithan. Now the only thing I know about this book is the fact that these two boys are trying to break the world record for the longest kiss, which I didn't even know there was a world record for that, but okay. And I haven't read a book by David Levithan, and this seemed interesting, so I decided to pick it up. Next I have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now this book I've been wanting to get for such a long time, but I wasn't wanting to pay $10 to $12 for a paperback. So I had to wait for this to go on sale before I could actually get it. And since it's being made into a movie, that gives me even more incentive to read it as soon as possible. The next books I have are The Unbound and Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and these are both the second books in duologies. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have kept myself oblivious to what these books are actually about because I've heard a lot of great things about Victoria Schwab and the worlds that she creates, and they're books that I really just want to go into blind. Next up I have The Gentleman's Guide of Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Now, I didn't plan to pick this book up, even though I've heard so many great things about the book and the audiobook. I was casually looking on BookTube for LGBTQ books, and this book just happened to pop up. So I looked into more detail about the book, and I learned that our main character, Monty, has a crush on his best friend. And I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. And I thought this was a standalone, but apparently there's going to be at least another book in this series, so that's exciting. Next I got Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. Is that her name? Yes, it is. Okay. I think that's her name, how you say it. And this is the second book to her Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I'm not exactly sure what the series is called, but the first book is Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I got that book because I really love the mystery behind Jack the Ripper. And I haven't actually read the book yet because after I figured out it was a part of a series, I kind of just put it to the back of my mind because I want to wait until like the last book is about to come out. So I got Hunting Prince Dracula, which is the second book, and then the third book is going to be Escaping Houdini, and I actually don't know what the fourth book is about. And I have mixed feelings about Escaping Houdini because I don't know a whole lot about Houdini, but I'm equally as excited about Hunting Prince Dracula as I am about Stalking Jack the Ripper because I also love reading books about Dracula. The first book, Stalking Jack the Ripper, follows our main character Audrey, who is very interested in forensic science. So she ends up getting drawn into the mystery of who is Jack the Ripper. And I'm assuming everything turns out well for her since she's in the second book, Hunting Prince Dracula, where she ends up going to this forensic science school that just happened to at one point been the castle of Vlad the Impaler, or Prince Dracula. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And the next books I have are A Court of Wings and Ruin and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 6th or 7th book in the Throne of Glass series, and this is the 3rd book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I do have a few other things that I want to show you guys. I ended up buying a few things from Redbubble. All of them were created by Evie Bookish, and I'm absolutely in love with them. The first things I got were these studio pouches. This one is a quote from Sarah J. Maas's book. It says, "Remember that you are a wolf and you cannot be caged." And even though I haven't read any of Sarah J. Maas's books, I really and truly love that quote. So I could not help but get this. And if Sarah J. Maas's books are as good as I've heard, I'm going to love them anyways, and I'll be happy I got this. This is an absolutely beautiful design. And you can probably hear all the rattling going on in here. I'm actually using this to carry all of my markers, which was my main excuse for buying this in the first place. And they were having like a buy two, get like 15% off, so I had to get me a second one. This one says, "For beauty is found within," and it's a Beauty and the Beast artwork. There's actually another design I was looking at getting, but at the moment I can't think of what it was. I've actually been trying to stay off Redbubble because I tend to just like buy things willy-nilly on there now. So kind of trying to cool off from the website. But as soon as I got this, I was so happy that I ended up going with this design because I do love Beauty and the Beast. It's like one of my favorite Disney movies. But I also have a lot of Beauty and the Beast retellings that I cannot wait to get to. So it kind of seemed fitting to get Beauty and the Beast. And the very last thing I got was a laptop skin. It says, "Even in the future, the story begins with once upon a time." And this is a quote from the Luna Chronicles. I believe this is actually from Cinder, and I absolutely love this design. I knew I wanted to get this design on something. I just couldn't decide what I wanted to get it on, and it just seemed fitting. I needed a laptop skin or stickers or something to cover up this plain laptop, and this just fit perfectly. Well, that is the end of my January book haul, I think. It feels like I'm forgetting something. Oh my god, because I am. Hold on. I completely forgot that I got a Fairy Loot box and an Owlcrate box this month, so I got 2 copies of The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This one is an exclusive cover for Owlcrate, and this is the original cover that I got from Fairy Loot. Both are signed. This one has a signed book plate, and this one is actually personally signed. And I really love both, and I want to display both, but I don't have the room shelf for that, so I'll figure all that out later. But for now, this video has been way too long, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!